Hello my friends, welcome to the Electric Viking. Fantastic to see you once again. If you've already subscribed, thank you. I appreciate your support. There's been a lot of controversy around Tesla's full self-driving and autopilot. In fact, a lot of people seem to get confused between the two. A lot of people seem to think that autopilot is full self-driving or that full self-driving is autopilot. They're two different things. Autopilot comes standard on all Tesla vehicles. Full self-driving is an upgrade that you pay for. Now, of course, Tesla doesn't have technically full self-driving yet. It's a system that you have to monitor. And this, of course, has led to some people using the system as full self-driving and then having accidents and, of course, blaming Tesla, which I understand. It's a common human tendency for human beings to try to take away their own responsibility of their actions and blame them on someone else. Anyway, Tesla's current full self-driving system is considered level 2, and level 4 is considered good enough to be a full self-driving system. So, recently Mercedes-Benz has launched Drive Pilot, which is their full self-driving competitor to Tesla. Now let's have a look at the differences between the two systems and work out which is actually better. Now you would think that seeing as Mercedes-Benz's level 3 system is classified level 3, it should be better than Tesla's level 2 system. Let's have a look and see. Now Tesla typically catches flack and criticism among its critics, sometimes rightly so, because its autopilot system and its full self-driving beta are still classified as SAE Level 2 driver assist systems. Now this means that while the electric vehicles are able to handle most driving tasks, drivers have to keep their hands at the steering wheel so that they can take action at any time in case an intervention is needed. And sometimes in Tesla vehicles, interventions are needed. But most recently, Tesla's full self-driving beta system has gone to vision only, and since then the system has significantly improved. I shared a video recently of a driver who drove from San Francisco to Los Angeles, pretty long journey, with only one intervention, but an intervention which may not have been necessary. So it's possible at this stage to say that you can drive your Tesla vehicle from San Francisco to Los Angeles, pretty heavily trafficked route, without actually intervening. So Tesla's system has come a long way. But unfortunately for Tesla, other automakers are now rolling out features classified as SAE Level 3 systems, which allows hands-free operation. But does it really? Well, this gives the impression that Tesla's autopilot and its full self-driving beta are lagging behind legacy auto drivers assist systems. Such a narrative was certainly brought forward following the release of the Honda Legend SAE Level 3 suite earlier this year, which apparently allows for hands-free driving in congested traffic when the vehicle is traveling less than 31 miles per hour on a freeway. So you've got to be driving below around about 50 kilometers an hour on a freeway to use Honda's SAE Level 3 system. In other words, it's probably usable about 1% of the time that you actually drive on the road. Now, fairly, Honda should be getting criticized for this because it's kind of a joke, let's be honest. It is a joke. Credit to Honda for working on their system, but to call it a Level 3 system and say you basically can't use it, that's a joke. Now, there are other companies in the world working on systems similar to this. In fact, almost every automaker is working on a system similar to this. Or, well, at least their partners are, who they buy it from, whom they buy the software from. Very common thing for automakers to do, and it's fine, nothing wrong with that. Numerous Chinese companies, NIO, BYD, Li Auto, and other companies all over the world are currently working feverishly to get a full self-driving system. But here we're going to compare Mercedes EQS's Drive Pilot system to Tesla's. Now, Mercedes' EQS Drive Pilot system is in some ways similar to Honda Legend's in the way that it is classified as an SAE level 3 system. So technically, Mercedes-Benz is saying that it's better than Tesla's level 2 system. Now, a recent video of the system in action was shared online, and it shows how Drive Pilot responds to a series of situations that drivers may encounter on the road. It should be noted that Mercedes-Benz's Drive Pilot demonstration was performed on a closed track with pre-prepared simulations. Very different to the real world, to be honest, to be fair. Now, the video of Drive Pilot's capabilities showed a conservative SAE level 3 system that would likely be useful in optimum scenarios. In Mercedes-Benz's demo, it was highlighted that Drive Pilot uses a variety of sensors, but it would only be usable on highways that are pre-mapped in the daytime and during completely dry conditions. When it's snowing, raining, drizzling, hailing, or if it's nighttime, Drive Pilot doesn't operate. So while Mercedes is using radar, video, and other systems to make its full self-driving work, well, if you want to call it full self-driving, I don't think that's fair, but to make its system work, Tesla is now using vision only. Tesla used to use radars and other sensors, but they've now gone to completely vision only. The company currently uses a pure vision approach to develop its self-driving software, and so far it does seem to be working extremely well. At least over the last few months, there's been significant improvements in the system. Full self-driving beta is already capable of traversing inner city streets, even under rainy or foggy conditions. And even basic autopilot, not full self-driving that you pay extra for, just the basic autopilot system that comes standard with your car, can actually be used at night. Yes, Tesla still requires drivers to have a hand ready, so you've got to have your hand ready on the wheel, just in case manual interventions are needed. But such an inconvenience seems well worth the additional features of autopilot and full self-driving beta. And I agree, it's definitely worth it. Now, Tesla systems can be used anywhere now. Specifically, full self-driving beta can absolutely be used anywhere on city streets, main roads, at speeds up to 100 miles an hour. The system still works. It's not limited to 49 miles an hour. But time will tell if Tesla's full self-driving strategy will be the real path to autonomous driving. The odd thing is though, guys, that for now at least, Tesla's SAE Level 2 systems are clearly much more capable than Honda and Mercedes' competing solutions, which are classified SAE Level 3. Now, clearly this is confusing to customers. Unless you've really done your research on this, you're just going to think Level 3 is better than Level 2, which it should be. And in this case, it's not. So, clearly here you can see Tesla's system is, without any question, significantly better than the system in Honda and in the Mercedes EQS. So you can see there's quite a few limitations of the Mercedes system, and I think, well, it's questionable in my opinion whether or not the system should even be deployed, considering you have to be driving below 35 miles per hour, you have to be driving when it's not raining, it has to be daytime, there can't be any snow or drizzle or hail, and it has to be used on pre-mapped roads. Now, how many roads Mercedes plans on pre-mapping, and how often they're going to have to map them for the system to continue working, is anybody's guess. Mercedes hasn't indicated what this information is. Now, clearly, the better version of this software, this approach that Mercedes is taking, has been the approach that Alphabet have taken with Waymo, which is their full self-driving division. Now, currently, some of you already know this, I'm sure, Waymo actually have full self-driving vehicles operating within restricted areas in the United States as taxi fleet. And yes, they do work. However, they also have similar restrictions, but nowhere near as many as Mercedes or Honda, in terms of only being able to be driven on fully mapped streets. So the real question here is not, is Tesla's system better than Mercedes? It's, is Tesla's system or approach better than that of Waymo, who are their real competitors in this market? Either Google with Waymo will be successful, or Tesla with full self-driving will be successful. I'm fascinated to know, guys, what your opinion is. Which system do you think will work better? Who will succeed, and why? Now, personally, I have shares in both Google and Tesla. I'm hedging my bets. You know what? Either of these two will be successful, maybe even both. It is possible for both to succeed. This is a huge market. This is an enormous market that's going to change millions of people's lives for the better. If you don't know why it's going to change it for the better, I think you should do some research on this. This is going to allow people to travel at 1/10 of the current cost they currently incur when traveling. It's going to make taxi trips 1/10 of the current cost. That's going to make them more efficient. It's going to make them give you more options. You'll have more cars you can choose from. And I think a lot of people will forego car ownership in future. A lot of people within inner cities specifically will forego car ownership in future because full self-driving, autonomous driving will be such an amazing choice and a better financial choice for them than buying a new car. In fact, a much better financial choice for many millions, hundreds of millions of people all around the world. It'll also be better for the environment. These cars, these autonomous taxis that we'll have, will be used 24 hours a day. And they'll be used for hundreds of thousands of miles, very efficiently, be battery powered, charged hopefully by renewable energy, and will mean mobility for so many more people. It will give so many more people more options and more freedom in life. That's a good thing. Now, to finish up, Mercedes is really stretching the definition of SAE Level 3, in my opinion, for marketing purposes. Now, with Drive Pilot, you can take your hands off the wheel and your eyes off the road. But Mercedes says you still are required to be attentive and ready to take over driving at all times. Now, that is Level 2, not Level 3. A true Level 3 system will give several seconds of advance warning for you to take over driving of the car. So you can only use Drive Pilot, once again, under the following conditions. In heavy to moderate traffic, in daylight at less than 37 miles per hour, in a predefined geo-fenced area, on a pre-approved road based on navigation data, on a physically divided highway, on a highway with machine detectable lane markings, with no snow, rain, fog, hail, etc., etc. Mercedes, as with most other car manufacturers, is a long way away from achieving full self-driving. In fact, I would say decades away. But 3 companies are really in this game. Those are Waymo, Tesla, and General Motors, believe it or not. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.